What if I told you that the way you were taught to learn is actually the thing holding you back? And I'm not talking about just studying harder. No, we're talking about installing a completely new operating system for your brain, inspired by one of the greatest minds of the 20th century, Richard Feynman. This is the Feynman comeback method.
You ever have that feeling? You know you're smart, but your grades just don't show it. Well, listen, it's not you, it's the system. The way most of us were taught to learn is, honestly, it's fundamentally broken. It's designed for memorization, not for actual genius. And this right here is the heart of the problem. For most of us, school wasn't really about a deep, genuine understanding of things. It was about cramming names and dates and formulas into our short-term memory just long enough to spit them out on a test. It gives you the illusion of knowledge, but really, it's just a house of cards waiting for the slightest breeze to knock it all over.
Now take a look at this. It really lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, that's the hamster wheel we all got stuck on. Memorize, repeat it back, and then forget it. It leads nowhere. But on the right, that's a completely different path. It's a system built on asking questions, on truly understanding, and on reaching real mastery. And that is exactly where we're going. So, to get there, you got to meet the mind behind this whole philosophy. The one and only Richard Feynman, a Nobel Prize winning physicist. And believe it or not, his entire way of thinking can be traced back to this one powerful lesson he learned from his father when he was just a kid. So the story goes, Feynman's dad would take him for these long walks in the woods, and one day he points to a bird and he tells little Richard, "You know, son, I can tell you the name of that bird in Italian, Portuguese, and even Chinese." But then he leaned in and gave him the real lesson. He said, "When you're done, you'll know what that bird is called in all those languages, but you still won't know a single thing about the bird itself." And boom! That just perfectly explains the difference, right? Knowing the name, that's just a label. It's a fun fact that might make you sound smart for a second. But knowing the thing, that's about understanding its behavior, why it does what it does, how it survives. It's all about getting to the why.
You know, Feynman saw this trap play out in real life when he went to teach in Brazil. He said his students were incredible. They could recite entire physics textbooks from memory, just word for word. But the second he asked a simple, practical question that required them to apply those ideas, they were totally lost. They had memorized all the names, all the labels, but they had zero real understanding.
So, the big question is, how do we get out of that trap? Well, here's the good news. Thinking like a genius is not some talent you're born with. Not at all. Feynman believed it's a set of mental habits, basically an operating system for your mind. And the best part? You can start installing them right now.
Okay, let's break these down real quick. First, visualize it. If you can't create a picture of it in your head, you don't really get it yet. Second, you have to ask why over and over again, relentlessly, just like a little kid, until you get to the very foundation of an idea. Third, and this is a big one, you have to be able to say, "I don't know." This isn't a weakness, it's your biggest strength. And finally, you have to play. You have to follow your curiosity just for the fun of it. That's how Feynman started thinking about a wobbly plate in a cafeteria and ended up winning a Nobel Prize.
This is just so important. Feynman used to sit in these super high-level seminars with the world's most famous physicists, and he was never, ever afraid to be the one to raise his hand and ask the dumb question. And you know what? Half the time, the rest of the room was secretly relieved because they didn't get it either. Pretending you know something is a dead end. Admitting you don't, that's the starting line for true learning.
All right, so we've got the mindset, but how do we actually put it into practice? Especially if you feel like you're way behind. It's time to shift from the why to the how. Let's install the practical, step-by-step system for a real intellectual comeback. This is where it all becomes action.
Step one, and you can't skip this, is you have to change your identity. Stop telling yourself the story that you're a bad student. That's not who you are. That was just the result of a broken system. From now on, your new identity is simple. I am a person who learns with structure. See how that feels different? It's not about some fixed talent you can't change. It's about a process that you can absolutely control.
So what does this structure actually look like? Well, look here. On the left, that's passive studying. Reading, highlighting, it feels comfortable, right? It feels like you're being productive, but it's actually super inefficient. On the right, that's active recall. This is uncomfortable. It's forcing your brain to pull out information without any help. And that struggle, that uncomfortable feeling, that is what learning actually feels like.
So here's the big reframe you have to make. That moment of frustration when you try to explain something and you just can't do it simply, that is not a sign that you failed. That's the signal. That's the exact moment your brain is forging a new, stronger connection.
You are literally rewiring your mind in real time. You have to learn to lean into that feeling, not run from it.
And to make this system stick, you need some hard rules. First, build a study floor, your absolute bare minimum even on your worst day. It's about consistency, not intensity. Second, master the game. Don't study everything. Study old exams and focus only on what gets tested the most. Third, force your focus. Make your environment work for you, not against you. And last, you have to protect your sleep. It is not optional. It is literally when your brain locks in everything you just learned.
So let's just pause and think about what we've done here. We've combined the deep, curious mindset of a genius with a brutally effective, unbreakable system. This is the fusion of Feynman's curiosity with the raw discipline needed for a real comeback.
And that's really the ultimate takeaway, isn't it? True understanding isn't some gift that only a few people are born with. It's a skill, and it's a skill forged through persistence. It's for anyone, and I mean anyone, who is willing to ask the questions, admit they don't know, and do the hard, uncomfortable work of really, truly learning.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question. The secret's out now. The method is right in front of you. The path from just knowing names to truly understanding things is clear. So what are you going to choose to truly understand first?